I want to go back now that harvest is over to this tweet from June 1st after planting was over, where we did a split planter trial with just a graphite talc replacement that had a little zinc and other stuff in it to put on some corn. So planter was split over a few fields with same hybrid all the way across the planter, just different stuff sprinkled on one set of 12 rows or the other. So now we're in the FieldView app on my iPad. So let's go to the analysis tools, open that up, and we'll just quickly filter to get the hybrids I want. So you see I have this 39C246WA, and then the same thing with a rocket. So that's the treatment I used in the planter. There's the 42, also has rocket, and 1197 had rocket. So I had 5 fields between all those varieties. So now we can go, the tab is here at the top center. Let's change the hybrid, sort by hybrid name. And if we look through, we can see on the 39, the rocket didn't seem to do as well by about 4 bushel. It did 5 bushel better on the other one. So that's kind of a wash between the two. And then the 1197 was equal, and we had a bunch of wind damage and stuff out in that field, so didn't really get a good test out of that field. So if we go back and look though, if we go by field, I noticed this when I was looking a little deeper. Let's look at school. So there you can see we have a 9 bushel difference with the rocket treatment. So let's go to map. Let's look at that school field a little closer. So there's the yield map. If we go and look at the planting hybrid map, so our rocket comparison is the blue and orange side by side. And then you can see down in this area, I think we refilled the planter and kind of did that edge there, and then the end row by the old railroad here, and then filled up with 934 to finish the field. So if we want to dig a little deeper into what I saw here, let's go split screen with yield and back to planting and the hybrid. So you can see that and get rid of this legend here. So what I saw when I was watching the yield map, harvesting this field live, was where we were all filled with blue here, down by the railroad. Didn't really get a fair shake on the yield because there's some water issues down there, etc., edge of the field, that kind of thing. So blue didn't get a fair shake at it over orange when you look at the entire field. So back to single screen, and so you don't forget what I'm doing, let's look at not the yield map but the hybrid map. So let's create a field region on kind of the north half of the field to give everything a fair chance. And I'm just going to do it real quick freehand. You see you can select planter passes or create polygon. So I'm going to just real quick with my finger draw that. Generate region report. So now you see actually the non-rocket took over and won in the consistent part of the field by 2 bushels. So that's interesting. Really hoping I get like last year, I got a 4 or 5 bushel gain out of the rocket, but it was on a much smaller scale. So I did it over a few hundred acres this year. And it looks like it was either a wash or maybe not quite as good. An easy way to go look at a trial we put back in at planting time. And I just kind of like to do it by giving the hybrids different names, because then even if I forget what I did, which is a possibility, the combine's going to automatically capture it because it's going to record varieties on the go as they were placed with the planter.